I was lucky enough. One of the mentors saw it and he said, "Hey, you are selling on phone." I was selling on phone, so that's an advantage. Why don't you use voice modulation? I said, "What the hell is voice modulation?"
If we see like some people like Tony Robbins, right, and like great people like Narendra Modi, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, all like some of
Hmm.
the most incredible
Hmm.
global thought leaders.
First of all these names you took, they are trained speakers. They have got immense training in speaking. And now training can do a lot of things, but what you're talking is where do I go fast, where do I go slow, or where do I go high, and where do I go low down?
First is like doing the exercise, eating the right things.
And the first thing, it starts with warming up your voice, like these simple exercise, like you do some, these are some funny one. Your audience will laugh. Okay, so let me just tell you, like QEQR. That's for your mouth. First step is you throw your voice as loud as possible.
Hey everyone, welcome to Real Knowledge Club Summit. One presentation, one connection, one action can change your life forever, right? And today, here with us, we have one of the truly and incredible thought leader with us, one of the most brilliant voice and like communication coaches, who is none other than like Yogendra Malik, who has trained over like 10,000 people in India, who is also like a radio jockey. And I, in fact, met him in an event, FBR event, which happened in like Chennai at Neela Palace. He's one of the best, right? You know that whatever I do, I always want to learn from the top 1% people. And that's why I brought my friend Yoginder to share his secrets, why it is so important for us to have a better voice. And this podcast is going to be like a masterclass where you learn exactly about why it is important for you to present well, being more confident, like public speaking, and secondly, how you can make sure that like you attract your whatever your dreams, whatever your goals is, the money, the impact what you want to make. And third is like various exercises for you to basically do in order for you to become a great communicator, analyzing your body language, everything, and then growing your influence to the next level as a coach, consultant, and everything. And Yogender will share all the amazing secrets. Make sure that like you pay close attention, take notes, and everything. Right. With that being said, without any further delay, let's all welcome Yogender to the Real Knowledge Club Summit.
Hey,
Yogender.
hi Akshay. How are you?
Yep. Thank you so much for taking your super valuable time and coming up over here. Right. And we are blessed to have you here. Hmm.
Thank
Amazing.
you.
Yeah. And Yogender, brother, tell us about your journey, right? Like, firstly, tell us from where you are joining from, and how did you get started into the like this journey of like coaching and this voice training and transforming so many people's lives.
I am joining you from Gurgaon here in Haryana near Delhi, and I belong to around 120 kilometer from a small village in Rajasthan.
Wow.
Coaching happened to me. I would say coaching happened to me maybe some DNA because parents were teachers, and I started selling things. So I am a salesperson basically. I started selling things, and meanwhile I was selling, I was training my team, and I got very excited with people who are trainers, the stage charmers, the attraction seekers. So I thought, okay, one fine day I should be a trainer. And eventually, as universe would have it, I had it, and then I started my journey as a trainer. Meanwhile, I was selling and I was training. Then in Mumbai, I got a chance that somebody told me your voice seems to be good, seems to be trained. Can you use it for your income more? I said, I would love to use it because I have plenty of time. Family was here, I was in Mumbai. And this is where the journey started with one of the radio channel. And first I got trained. I was lucky enough to get enrolled and got selected. And then eventually I became radio jockey for some time. Then I started my own training stuff. And very recently, I hung my boots of corporate 20-year of career. And now I'm a full time coach. And meanwhile, I was training. People like you came and say, "Yeah, your voice seems to be something decent. Why
Absolutely.
don't you why don't you go and train people on that?" So I said, "Okay, let me go." So like this.
Wonderful, wonderful, amazing. And you come from a town in like Rajasthan, and now you are settled in Gurgaon. You are impacting so many people's lives. And Yogendra, you must have seen this, right? Like 75% of the world fear like public speaking, right? They have more fear about public speaking than even death. Also, one of the studies tells. Now, how to overcome that fear? Because even when I was in my school, I was like shivering to go on stage and like speaking, right? But if we see all great leaders, whoever has done lot of money, earning in crores in a week and month, they are all like very good public speakers. How does one develop like a great speaker, right?
So first of all, this is a basic skill which you learn. Like you are born swimming, but you somehow lose it because of the other motor skills you learn. So speaking is the same skill. It is you are born with nice. Normally you imitate the people around you when you're growing up. But it is a skill basic like swimming, like teaching, you can learn about it. Related to fear. So it is same like, you will be surprised to know I don't fear snakes because my
Oh my
mother
God.
trained me in the childhood to catch snake and charm snakes because the place I used to live, there were a lot of snakes. So my mother
Okay.
cannot go everywhere, cannot keep me safe. So she taught me how to catch a snake and how to put it in a safe place. Now, similarly, if you are under the mentors, under the teachers who know that they cannot go with you on every stage or every FB live or a webinar, but they would like to teach you that you can learn this skill and you can develop yourself to handle any public speaking. And last, get yourself into the situation. Okay, you know catching a snake, but if you're not in that practice, then you will be, bitten by it. So get into public speaking quite often whenever the opportunity arrives so that you can do it more often. Now, today, actually, there are a lot of opportunities available like Facebook, like YouTube, like Instagram. You can
Yep.
enhance your skill immediately by just recording. You have this device on the phone. When I was growing up, it was not like that, mobile with camera and all. So I think today it's a bit easy actually to become a good public speaker.
100%. Yep, absolutely. And Yogendra, I in fact really love your voice. Okay, I've listened to like so many people. I really appreciate, and I was sitting beside you even in the event, FBR event, right? You must
Mm.
be remembering. And
Yes.
now, what are the things, right? Like, how should one basically go about when it comes down to speaking, right, with the proper tone, pitch, and everything? Were you like this before also, or like, is this something which you develop the skill and like right now you are able to communicate well and like better and put this thing, right? Because the voice what you have, I only have heard in like Radio Jockey, like 98.4 FM, right?
Okay. So, first of all, my voice was robotic, like a robot you are talking to, and then after some time you go to sleep. So my voice was like this, and I was getting a lot of problem in my sales, in my your job. I was not getting that kind of results, that kind of visibility. So I was lucky enough. One of the mentors saw it, and he say, "Hey, you are selling on phone." I was selling on phone, so that's an advantage. Why don't you use voice modulation? I said, "What the hell is voice modulation?" So they said, okay, voice modulation is when you do variation of your voice. Come on, you're selling a boring product like insurance, and you are talking to people like as if they are dead. So talk to them with voice modulation, and you will see more sales. I said, okay, teach me. So that's where the first education starts, and education and your voice exercises can build it like superb. Like for example, if I have to speak to a lady, and let's suppose you are a beautiful lady without these mustaches and beard, so I will speak like this. Hey, Akshita, I really love to be on your channel because your smile is so gorgeous, so charming, and I saw your FB lives. Mr. Mittal and all that. It's brilliant. You are doing something real knowledge and amazing work. And I just have you in my kitty with speaking to you in this tone. So there are basically four tones which you can speak with. You can speak in the nose, okay, where 30% of the word speaks. You can speak from the mouth, where 80% of the word speaks. You can speak from the throat. Now I'm speaking from the throat, or you can deep go down and you can speak like this. Then you can really make an impact on people. And there are a lot of researches people have done. You buy products from people who speak deeper tone.
Mhm.
You vote to politicians who speak deeper tones. Okay,
Absolutely.
A- and bosses like people who are deeper tone. So you must work on this skill, and the beauty is you can do a lot of work around it. It's a great instrument.
Yep, 100%. Now, that's 100% right. Our tonality, our voice, like we have to keep it at the right pitch and everything. Right now, if we see like some people like Tony Robbins, when he's speaking, like 30,000 people are like listening to him, right? And like great people like Narendra Modi, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, all like some of the
Mm,
most incredible
mm.
global thought leaders. What does one has to develop, right? Like because nobody had this by birth, right? It's all like they have developed it. Now while we are
Yes.
speaking, many of us, like basically most of the people who are doing are like webinar presenters, stage presenter, they go in the same tone, right? Like same, there is no high pitch, low pitch, the voice is also at the same level. Now, where one has to go on a higher pitch, where one has to come on a lower, and what are the hand gestures? Because recently, yesterday, when I was listening to a webinar by David Phillips, right, who was talking about presenting like the periodic table, like 120 sign, like
Mm.
110 or 120 body language, so many things he was telling.
Okay.
How does one develop all those things and present multiple things so that they're able to deeply root that knowledge and uh, into them?
Okay, so first of all these names you took, they are trained speakers. They have got immense training in speaking.
Mm.
And now training can do a lot of things, but what you're talking is where do I go fast, where do I go slow, or where do I go high, and where do I go low, down, whisper, right? That is going to happen when you are integrated into your voice, integrated into your life. Okay. Now, how do you do integration? That's the last step, actually. So, first step is, can I go back to the first step? First
Yep.
step is, do you feel you need to work on your voice? Do
Mm.
you feel
Yes.
it makes an impact in your job, in your relationships, in your results? And maybe you are a coach like me. Does it make an impact in your audience or selling?
Absolutely. Mm.
So, if it makes impact, it makes perfect sense to get trained on it. Okay.
Yes.
And the training starts with understanding basics,
Mm.
understanding what is tonality, what is intonation, what is right pronunciation of something, how do you increase your words, you slow down where, voice variations, you learn about inflection, you learn about a lot of things which are there in this brilliant instrument. And it starts with learning some basic exercise like warming up your voice. Okay, so every morning I I have partied in the night. Even I've slept at 2 a.m. I will still wake up every morning and do my voice exercises for sure because that's my
Mm.
bread and butter. So you can do it even now. So do the exercises and then you start learning the integration part of audit and assessment. So audit and assessment is the second step so that people, a mentor will tell you that where are you speaking from? Are you
Right.
speaking from throat, chest, stomach, or where? And then you build these muscles like a muscle memory in your body. And then you go deeper. So your voice can go deeper. Like your voice I'm hearing right now. You're
Yeah.
speaking mostly from mouth,
Hmm.
and you can at least go to throat and chest level.
Hmm. Yes.
Okay. So it is like this. And integration is the last step.
Right. That's wonderful. Now, when you told about like these three steps, right? Like first is like doing the exercise, eating the right thing. What do you mean, right? Like what type of exercise like one has to basically follow so that the voice come like really good? And like should they drink like hot water, cold water, oily food? Like what? Any tips about that?
Uh, Normally we use nothing much, but see, I have a separate course and personalized coaching I provide for people, and I have some actors, politicians, radio jockeys, and some coaches, CXOs who are working with me on improving their voice and communication. So the first thing, it starts with warming up your voice, like these simple exercise, like you do some, these are some funny one. Your audience will laugh. Okay, so let me just tell you, like QEQR. That's for your mouth strength. QEQR. And then you have something, which you used to do in uh, your childhood days, like drr, drr, drr. Okay, that's for tongue. Then you have for throat. And there are some exercises, like, in fact, I have my throat bad today. There are some exercises which you can do with building your capacity of keeping the air.
Hmm.
Many times you've seen speaker went out of air because of anxiety, because of stage fear. So if you build capacity of air in your lung, then you will not be able to be so much anxious. Your audience will not be able to actually find out that you are anxious, and that breathing exercise can really help. I love the method, Wim Hof method, which is very famous about breathing, and I love this method. And the other one is, which is, you can see where vocal teacher teaches you in singing. You throw your voice. So this is one exercise which I will do every day. Like, I will throw my voice and squeeze it. Okay. So let me just show it to you.
Sure.
So first step is you throw your voice as loud as possible, and then you squeeze, and you do it at least for 10, 12 times. For example, this will open up your throat, this will open up your chest, and this might give you some cough also, because if you have something like, little bad throat like I have today, uh, so you throw like this. Like this. You might have seen
Yeah.
in opera. Okay. So these people, if you see, they have very strong jaw. These ladies who are singing like this. So your jaw and your lips, your throat, your chest, everything comes into play. And one more thing, in Indian mythology, this is called Vak Siddhi, means when you actually. So if you see here, you see a small circle appearing.
Right.
That's one of my chakra, which is open now, and you can see
Hmm.
it because of regular practices of speaking. You heard about chakras, right? One of the chakra,
Yes.
you might not have seen anybody's chakra. I'm showing maybe the first person to show the physical form of chakra. So
Yeah.
you develop this, and many good speakers, many good singers, you will see this. It's actually visible.
Absolutely.
Okay. So these are some funny rituals we will follow. And then, of course, you will go with some tongue twisters, some exercises, like you will tell storytelling. Like, storytelling is so important these days, isn't it? You are also trying to tell my story right now. Imagine you tell stories in such a way that people get, wow, they're glued. And don't you think this will make huge impact on your audience and your fan base?
Absolutely. Right.
So
Hmm.
that's all his voice. But disclaimer, Indian people do not want to actually invest in themselves. Nowadays, little trend is changing. They think investment in 12, 15 years in a college or a school which did not give them anything was the greatest investment they ever do. Now, no more investment in their education. if you invest in your like basic tool like your body, your voice and communication, your way, the way you think, the way you communicate, it makes a huge investment returns for you.
Mm.
Like for me, it has given me million times of returns to invest in myself.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's wonderful. I love that, right? Like the examples, what you shared, it makes a lot of sense. It's all about like we have to speak. Now, one question what I have over here is, like you have a lot of energy, right? And if we see like even Vivek Bindra has lot of energy. Someone like me who has like little low pitch or something, right? Even though I can speak like louder, hey, how are you guys everyone
Hmm,
doing like
hmm,
that?
hmm, hmm,
But if I speak for like 1 10 20 minutes, I the energy gets down, right? After 20 30
hmm,
minutes,
hmm.
I can't speak at the same level for
Okay.
3 4 hours. Whereas at this level, I can go for like even 4 hours 5 hours just coming from the mouth. Now when you said from stomach it has to come, how can I speak for a much longer time like how you are speaking?
Air capacity. Second, you have to break your vocals to get deeper. Third is slowly, gradually, you have to build that endurance in your yourself to speak. And most of the time, it's not like that I will speak on a high tone. Most of the time, I will speak on a low tone. But whenever
Mm.
I'm on webinar or a video and all, what happens? You have to cut through the noise. Today, people are content overloaded. Your audience, my audience. Yes.
Yes.
So if you cut through the noise, you have only two chances. Number one, you go low down, speak just like I'm speaking right now, or you go high and speak in a tone which nobody else is. So that's what it. Now there is a hidden part of it also.
Yep.
When I'm on live, I speak like this. When I'm not live, I don't speak at all. I'm an introvert. Can you believe it? I'm an introvert person.
No, I can't believe.
Yes, I am an introvert person. Even in FBR, I did not make much friends. I was like glued to myself, the learning coming from the stages, the speakers, and when it's like somebody put a switch on, and then when this is live, oh, full energy. And Dr. Vivek Bindra comes from a school where his gurus are like that, and he has built this stamina over a number of years. In fact,
Mm.
that's my personal belief. In India, there is no speaker who can match his energy on stage.
Correct. That's right.
And
100%. He goes
yes,
so
he,
fast, tuck, 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 tuck,
yeah,
while he's doing that Bhagavad Gita,
yes,
that sloka, tuck. My father is
correct.
like, who the hell is this guy, man? He's speaking so fast, like,
He does a lot of rituals. He's a very ritualistic person as a practitioner. And same, I have rituals, and you need to practice certain ritual when you have heavy voice. So if you're gifted with a voice which is not heavy, what to do? If you're gifted with a voice which is like you, so do not speak in a monotone.
hmm,
The answer is speak, go little down, pause, and then give emphasis at least on one word.
hmm,
Like, I love the way you said this. Then you can low down. I love the way you said this. So you need not to be high tone. You can go down. So if you people like you can go down much, many times rather than going high.
absolutely, absolutely. Love that. Now, sometimes what happens is while we try to speak to a friend, right? Like, and when we try to use these slangs, hey man, what's up? How is everything going on? They'll be like, what man? What are you speaking? We are trying to speak, like, they try to make fun of you, right? Like, how to
Yeah.
overcome during that time.
Yes, that's true. People like people who are like them. People don't
Hmm.
like many people who are not like them. But that's how God has made us. God has made us different. But I believe when somebody calls you and you open up a call or a webinar or a FB Live or YouTube, you should start with high energy. You will start like, hello, welcome to this my podcast, and I am happy that you are here. Then will have an audience which is either very highly into this, okay, and that kind of audience is less nowadays. People have less patience, okay, and attention span has also gone. So whenever you have something to start, I always recommend start with high tone, because
Hmm.
the first impression is the
Best
most
impression.
lasting impression. Yes. Then
100%.
you go down, then you slow down, go monotone, no problem. And when you sell or when you are closing, then again go on high energy. Hey, thank you so much for hosting me. I love it here. So that people say, "Arey, bada energetic banda hai yaar, very energetic."
Right, right.
They don't
100%.
know full day सोता है और सिर्फ जब लाइव होता है तभी एनर्जी में होता है.
Right, absolutely. I love that. And Yoginder, like if I have to ask you, like what are the common mistakes what people do in their voice and how they can fix them? Like example, like sometimes while we are making a video or something, we Indians, many people use hums and like after like few seconds, few after reading, like we try to think, we try to take a pause, right? Like how to overcome those things and like the mother tongue influence as well.
Yes, Jambi, absolutely correct, Sarji. That mother tongue influence is actually there.
We
And
can
when
easily
I
know from where that person is coming, whether it's from Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, North, South,
Rajasthan,
East, West.
Gujarat,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
Gujarat has accent and Bihar has accent and Kashmir has an accent, Punjabis have accent and Delhi has all of the accents. And so, how do you leave this behind? So I'll tell you some funny story of a singer Udit Narayan. Okay,
Mhm.
if you listen to his song, any song, he speaks and he sings in such a brilliant Hindi, no slang, no accent. But when you talk to this person, gentleman, you will see, oh, immediately you will see this guy is from Bihar or UP because his accent is like that. Similarly, Kumar Sanu. Moment you listen to Kumar Sanu, you'll say, "Oh wow!" And the moment you speak to Kumar Sanu, you say, "Hey, Bengali, he's a Bengali."
Yeah.
So people have learned to leave that part of their, which is from childhood, by transferring it into something else. So
Mhm.
actually, what happens in our brain, we have a capacity of learning 20 languages.
Okay.
Okay, and you being from the southern side of India, you already know 3 4 languages, right?
Absolutely.
And so similarly, I can speak in fluent Rajasthani. That bhaiya jo bhi मैं बोल रही हूँ बिल्कुल सही बोल रही हूँ. And I can speak a little bit Nepali. I can speak a little bit Kannada. Okay, salva salva
Wow.
Kannada Vartalla.
Oh,
So
that's
I can speak uh, I can speak Haryanvi with a Haryanvi accent और अब भाई के बात करने लग रहा है कि ऐसे थोड़ी चाल ऐसे. So now the problem is, the mistake we do is we do not have one neutral accent where we zero down to.
mm.
So that I took some time to learn. And my one of my teacher in the initial days used to slap me. Okay, hey, what language? Hey, what language? Hey, what? So what happened? My brain got trained. Okay, I need to stop this. But that was like only for 4 5 hours. After that 20 hours, you still speaking, or 10 hours, you still speaking that same slang language. So what you do? You learn the words which translate, which changes you in that language. So it's like acting. It's like acting. Like most of the radio jockeys, you will see, they are normal people. They will not speak like such a high energy. Okay, but when you listen to them in a radio show, you'll say, "Oh wow, what a radio jockey, amazing!" Because when I was radio jockey, I used to speak like this: "प्यार की दुनिया में प्यार ही सब कुछ है." And you like when you speak to me like this now, I'm speaking something else, right? So there are cope-up mechanisms, and we call it switch on, switch off. So you switch on to another character, another actor, like an actor do, and then you come back to yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely love that. And Yogendra, if one is doing like a webinar or like presentation, what are the various principles like you tell if they want to persuade, right? Like others to take action, do something, the audience to take action, implement, invest in themselves and all. What are the various things what everybody can implement to skyrocket their conversion, sales, impact, everything?
First of all, practice. There is no replacement of practice and preparation. Even if you've done 10,000 sales, 10,000 webinars, still do practice. And when you practice, also practice where you will be high energy, where you will be you giving pause, because there is a power in silence, isn't it? Silence is also powerful. And where will you go high energy, low energy? In the storytelling, you can use emphasis on certain words. So when you start a webinar and you're selling something, I would love you to start, if it is a one-way communication, start with high energy.
Mhm.
Introduce yourself in a simple, low tone. And when you are explaining, giving value to people, be excited, be energetic, be passionate. And it's like you're loving the product explanation. You yourself is dull and low energy in your product explanation, then people will not love your product.
Correct.
Okay.
That
And
confidence
then
will
in
be
the
seen in
end,
them. Mm.
yes, then in the end, again be on high energy. So
Mm.
you go fluctuated energy. In a selling webinar, what you can do is you can divide it into, let's say, maybe 5 parts. You can divide it into 5 parts. Tell a story, get a great hook to start with, give a great introduction with a introduction on a low to average tone, starting on a high tone, then go back on passionate tone, okay, with a voice modulation when you are explaining the product and everything. And then when you give the offer, go again on high tone.
Mm.
People will come with your energy. It's like a flow. With your flow, they will also come.
100%, 100% right. It's all about the words, right? Like the words what make someone a president. It's the words what make someone
Words,
one
tone,
millions of, yep,
yes.
words and
It,
tone,
it,
100%. And now, Yogendra, if I were to ask you in relationship also, right? Nowadays, so many people are like freaking out. They're getting life partner. Even if they get partner, they're getting divorced, all those things, right? Now, how to have that conversation fun and how to have the retention? Because while somebody's speaking something, right? Imagine she is your life partner and you're talking to her about all the things what's happening in your day-to-day life, everything. Now how do we actually retain that conversation? Because imagine if we are speaking for 5-10 minutes, if they're not interested, they'll be like, okay, okay, go get lost, right? Like next time we'll speak, right? Like how can one actually retain that conversation with their
yeah.
partners?
There are many aspects to it. Body language,
Hmm.
your tone, your choice of words, your communication overall skills. Do you look into eyes deeply? Let's say if you are my wife or my girlfriend and you are very angry with me, I want to really cajole you, pamper you, and I'll go and I'll look. Start first. I start looking into your eyes deeply, and I will look so long that you will start crying, and I will, I will then say, listen, I'm really sorry. Okay. Now there are three words which people have stopped saying to each other.
Hmm.
Okay. One, wow, what are you looking at? Today you're looking so handsome. This choice of your coat today, Akshay, is amazing. I never had such a color in my mind for any webinar, but you inspired me. I am going to buy this kind of color. I love your smile. Your teeth are so white. That's how you spend so much time in toilet. Now I understand washroom. Thank you. Continue doing that. Now, when you start appreciating, the relationship automatically goes to another level. Because
Hmm.
every day when you take a bath, or any day, every day when a lady does a makeup or something, what exactly she is looking for?
She
Attention,
wants to look more
appreciation.
beautiful and she
Yeah.
wants someone to appreciate her.
Yes. And I'm not a relationship expert, but I would like to say that The maximum ideas are in Kabristan. People have never used it, right? And
What is that? Kabaristan means? What's the
means
meaning?
symmetry, right? The maximum ideas are in symmetry. People have never used it, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
they died with the ideas. Similarly, have you seen anybody died and the tongue is already, kind of very thin now because he's spoken so much? Have you seen like that?
No.
No. So why don't you speak? What is the fun being in silent? What is the
Yes.
fun in being silent? Oh no, I am Mahatma Buddha's fan. Okay, very good. Mahatma Buddha was silent. Who told you? Then who has given so many lectures which people have written about Buddha? Okay.
Mm,
So speak and speak nice words. Like it's my dear, my like I start with let's suppose we go back and I acknowledge you like this. Oh, sweetheart Akshay, you're welcome any day. It's lovely always to be on your show, and I'm so glad, so happy to be here. And then immediately it makes your day. It makes you feel good. And what is the harm in doing that? So people have stopped appreciation. People have ego problems, which I cannot help them, but I can help them in communication.
mm.
I can help them in body language. I can help them in taking out the truth from the other party. Okay. So,
Absolutely, absolutely. Love that. It makes a lot of sense. And in fact, recently I was speaking to one of my mentees and I given her a strategy to get a job. Okay, do like this, apply, do an interviews with HRs, do like podcast or like become a conversationalist, right? Trying to do like more research. I gave her all like strategy and the tactics, but I asked her why you did not get the job. She told like the confidence level and that thing was not there, and that's why people actually rejected me, right? Like that. Skill set. Now, you must also know, right? Like the most important thing is like the attitude is what matters the most instead of like the just the skills alone. What does exactly this attitude mean? What does this job or like any people also see, right? How can one actually develop this good attitude so that they can get placed in the bigger roles?
first of all, know about them as much as you can. And then when you start, the first 30 seconds are very critical. In first 30 seconds, my name is Yogendra. I live in Gurgaon and I have done my, graduation from this university. And you lost it. They have lost you already.
Correct.
Okay. And if you start like this, thank you so much. It's my privilege to be here in front of such a great, esteemed organization and a respectful person on such a high designation like you. I'm sure you have gone through a lot of struggle in your life and you've reached here. I appreciate that struggle, even I don't know it, but I appreciate that. That's why you are sitting here. Thank you for this opportunity. Now I'm telling you about me. The, in 10 seconds, you have that other person in your pocket because everybody
Absolutely.
looks every day for appreciation,
Right.
acknowledgement.
100%. Yes, yes, that's right. Everybody wants to be feel good and they want to be appreciated, right? And that is what same I did even to interview Naveen Jain, who was a billionaire, right? Even though I'm much like 100,000 times lesser than him, because I appreciated him. I told him I've read your book. It was mind blowing. It changed my life completely. I would love to share your message to more
Super.
people, right? And he
Wow.
was like, come to USA, right? And I last year went to like US also and interviewed him, right? It's all like we just have to just appreciate that can make someone's day, right? Because there is so much
Absolutely. Absolutely. I tell you my story. I was trying to sell something, a high ticket, portfolio to a very famous doctor. He's owner and founder of Medanta, the biggest hospital in India in Gurgaon, right? So
Yep.
I said, lot of people must be eyeing to meet him. His banker, his chartered accountant, his investment portfolio manager, everybody, right? How do I get an appointment with him? So what I did is, first of all, I bought his OPD ticket, means OPD fees. So I went like a patient. And immediately I saw him and I said, wow, my life is now going to change. And he said, what? Not because I have a disease. I had a disease that I believe a doctor can never open. India's biggest hospital with more than 2,000 beds. But here you are, and I've seen you now personally. My life is going to change. He said, okay, tell me who are you and why are you here? I said, I'm not your patient. I'm your fan. And he said, what do you mean by that? I said, this is what I do. And I mean, I really believe in, vision,
Wow.
big thinking. And you are the living proof. You're managing so many staff. Tell me, doctor, when you were doing your degree in the college, did you had this vision that you are going to open India's biggest hospital? You are going to beat Apollos and Max hospitals and Fortes and all these of the world? He said, no, never. I didn't have. And then that's it. I never spoke. He only spoke. And finally, I had his portfolio.
That's wonderful. I love that, right? It's one big takeaway what everybody is getting now is like appreciate, right? Like appreciate from a
Yeah.
small child to like a very big person also like appreciation, right? And that's why
And
we all
high
made
energy.
this.
Appreciate in high energy.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And now, Yogendra, like, how to give feedback, right? Like, basically to the team and everyone, as you told, like appreciation, like with high energy. Wow, that's amazing. You have changed my life completely. Appreciating that is a phenomenal task. When it comes to like giving feedback, how do we give them effectively to the team members, to the life partner and everyone? Because we can't do that same with the high energy and with positive smiles, right? We have to. I
Oh,
can't tell,
yes.
hey man, it's awesome. Thanks for coming so
Sarcasm.
late to the company like that.
No, people do this. People do use sarcasm. Okay, so my style, everybody has different style here. One of the things I realize is that if you have to give feedback, give it alone. Don't give it public. And when you give the feedback, do the bad stuff first, the area of
Mhm.
improvement first, and then always end with appreciation. Even
Okay.
there is nothing to appreciate, just do it. So it's like that. Somebody coming late every time. Okay, you give the feedback. Just like you are giving a feedback to third person. So me and
Mhm.
Akshay are sitting here. I have to give feedback to Akshay, but actually I'm giving a feedback like we are giving to someone else. There is a third person. Okay, so Akshay
Yes.
will not feel bad about it, and you use nice words, positive words. I believe Akshay, you already know that it has been continuously. You're coming late. You already know what kind of impression it gives on others because you are smart enough to understand this. Yes. And I know there are some part in your life which you can't control. That's why maybe you are getting late. I know
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
because you are intelligent enough. Otherwise, you will not come late. But I just want to ask you something. Is there any possibility you can do some twist and changes and you can come sometime on time? Is that possible for you? Is
Mhm.
it yes? Now, and then you end with appreciation. I really appreciate you taking it very positively always. And that's it. So always do it alone. First step is you said what you want to say, area of improvement. And third one is appreciate. Always end with appreciation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Love that. Like we just have to first tell them the bad thing what they're doing and then the appreciation and give the feedback alone, right? Don't do it in front of everyone. And one of the most important next question what I have is like I believe everybody in the world can achieve their dreams if they know how to speak, how they can communicate. And I also recently read one book which actually told the top five biggest regrets what people have in their 70s, 80s before they're dying is because they're not able to communicate their idea effectively, right? They have some guilt feeling, regret feeling. They're not able to tell that message to their loved ones, to their boss, to their children, or something. They have something inside, right? And they are not able to communicate that regret they are holding since so many years. Now, how should one basically go and like communicate it, right? Because that's the most important thing.
See, communication is a bigger aspect of things, but yes, of course, I also never wanted to have this regret that once I will go away from here, there is plenty I could have said.
Yep.
There is plenty I could have shared. There is plenty I could have told. There is plenty I could have asked. There is plenty I could have listened to. There is plenty I could have said from my body language, my eyes, my expressions. So I said, I will not die with this regret. I will go on a rooftop and shout if I've done something great, but not like this. I will say my part, you like it or not, because every day, everyone I cannot make happy. I need to choose whom to make happy. But communication, you start building today. Even after watching this recording, this video, if it inspires you even 1% of working on your communication, yes, that's an amazing skill to work upon. Right
Mm.
words, right choice of sentences, right choice of tone, voice variations, energy, and of course, right body language. That is going to pay you a lot. And you can eventually become a coach of it and teach people. It makes an impact. You've seen two IT professionals are working in same department, almost same output. One get promoted, another does not get promoted. Reason, unable to show, not communicative. Communication doesn't mean you speak or you speak too much. You speak, and Hindi we have a saying, सही समय पे सही संदर्भ में सही शब्द बोले हैं. So right
Mm.
place, right situation, right words, right way of saying. And that makes a hell of a difference between a loser and a winner, between a
Amazing.
achiever and a failure.
Yep, that's amazing. And Yogendra, I can see that award, like 1 crore award championship from ILH. Congratulations for that. You have done
Oh,
such a
that's
big
yeah.
impact.
Thank you. We
Uh,
That's a little old one, but yes, thank you so much for this.
Amazing. Now, I also want to ask you as a coach, right? Even you are a business coach impacting so many
Mm.
people lives and everything. Before you were a good communicator, how much money or like how much impact you were able to make? And once you became good at your communication, your voice, now how your business, your webinars, your conversions have transformed. Before, how were you? And now, how were you by you implementing your own strategies?
I'm doing webinars since 2010 when India
Oh
or
my God.
hardly anybody aware what was
Amazing.
webinar.
That's
That was
almost 14
requirement.
years.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that was requirement of my job. But I didn't earn that much money, and last 2 years has been tremendous because I found my voice, I found my communication, and I found right words, and I worked on it every day. I'm working on it even now every day, and that has made. So I'll tell you a difference. 2 years back, my income, let's say X. Today, my income is around 12x. That's what the
Wow.
difference it has made.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, if I were to ask you, what were the 3 or 5 skills which actually helped you to like 12x your income? What are the skill set, the mindset, the tool set, right? So that one can learn it and develop it.
Voice and communication,
Hmm.
designing a content around using your right voice and communication. Technology, learning technology, that has helped immensely for sure. And I would say strategy, learning new things and strategizing on it. That has really changed the game for me. So
Absolutely.
these three things. And I generally have four things which I use in my community. If you allow me, permit me, I'll
So,
share it with you.
yes, you can tell us.
Yeah. So I have developed this formula. I have also trademarked it. It's called 4S formula. So there are 4S which you need to work to make sure your S is up in the life. So one is self. First is self development. Second is strategy. What will you do and what will you not do? So strategy is not only what you will do. It is also about what will you not do.
Hmm.
Like McDonald's do not sell dosa, which is the largest selling fast food in the world, right? So, strategy. Number three is systems. You need to have right system, right team, and right tools. And number four is, of course, you need to have sales because sales is the game changer. Money comes from there. So this is
Absolutely.
4S formula.
Right. Sales, strategy, systems, and the first one is?
Self development.
Self-development. Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful. Love that. And Yogendra, many people who are watching this are like presenters, right? They are also like coaches, consultants who is doing like webinars and like this thing. Now, how should one basically shoot better videos for the videos and like in the webinar, right? Like the hook story offer, how one has to go to create that trust and authenticity in them, because one can see through the body language. Like example, Siddharth Rajshekhar, everybody like him, trust him. Like there is a family kind of feel if one go to like Chennai in that event. And one thing what I have seen is everybody gets so well connected, right? It looks like a family. Now, how can one develop a great trust and connection with the audience in the least time possible? What one has to do?
Connection with audience starts with building trust, building
Hmm.
relationships, defining or redefining or positioning yourself in the right method. First of all, do you understand who is your target audience? Okay,
Hmm.
do this exercise, and we have these 8 steps to understand who's your target audience. Second, how should be your strategy of communicating with them?
Hmm.
Third, it is your results of your pilot, results of your start, which is going to create that trust. People trust Siddharth or me or you, depending on what kind of results we have given to them or people like them. Okay. And then, of course, one thing, no matter high energy, no matter you speak high tone, remain humble. It's ultimately the audience who pays for a great movie. If the audience finds you rowdy, finds you rude in reality, you can be high energy or low energy, they will not come back.
Right.
So that's why it is very important to create that relationship, that trust, understanding your audience, and speak the language they want to hear. So any great coach who's doing crores of business, any great presenter, they speak the language which we want to hear. That's when I went through this book of Traffic Secrets of Russell Brunson. It
Yes,
was like he
yes.
was talking to me
Hmm.
because he was talking my language. So all these things matters.
Absolutely, absolutely love that. It's like knowing the audience, speaking the language which they want to hear, and like creating that bond and everything, right? Of that. And you can like when it comes down to emotions, right? Like how does one basically put out those emotions, right, in the storytelling and this thing? Because stories is like something a 7-year-old to way up to like 70-year-old also listen, right? How does one basically effectively communicate their story and their origin story so that they are able to connect and like build super good trust with the audience?
First, build a story
Hmm.
and go through that emotion again and again in that story. Memorize that story like till the last full stop and comma. And when you're telling the story first time or first 10 times, become a child. Live that story again. Like if I have to go back to my childhood, I will go back to a story where my leg was broken first time and I was crying in the school. And I will go to that child and I will speak that language. So you have to live that story again, again and again. Emotions will automatically come out because see, people can see through now. Nowadays, people are more intelligent and brilliant actually. They can see through us if we are lying or just making up things. So it's very important that you build a story, build nice words. And today you have chat GPTs and writers of stories. You can use them. I don't use them for storytelling. I use my own method. I prefer that way. And of course, you use those kind of emotions, especially when you go down in your voice and you say, you know, 14th June 2001, I slept on a roadside because I did not had money.
Hmm.
Morning I woke up, I had 22 rupees. 20 rupees omelette I could have. I had waited till 11 in Gurgaon near bus stand because at 11 around that Khomcha wala comes and who gives this omelette. I had that omelette. I had 2 rupees in my pocket. I looked at that 2 rupees note. You remember that red note used to come in 2 rupees? And I looked at very hard at it and I did a promise that never ever in my life I will sleep on road again, no matter what. And that 2 rupees is still with me, just to remind me that This is what you have left. Now, when you go down on your voice, communication, build this story. By the way, I just built this story. So you can really make an impact on audience.
Absolutely, absolutely love that. And one of the things what I read is like Jack Ma, right? Like one of the richest person in China. When he was speaking on those days, all right, like people used to tell him you have to speak last because while he was presenting on the stage in the morning in the first after his speech, everybody were like leaving off the room, right? Because after his speech, every other speech was like boring for them. Now, how does one actually, even in less possible time, they have to give a speech in a such a way that they will remember? And every time when we also go to an event, we will listen to so many talks. Like example in FBR event, so many talks, so many people told this is what I did, this is how I was broke, then something happened, then I became successful, and I reached the goal. Now whereas only few people like after we leaving the room only hardly we remember 10% something like that, right? Now how can we be one among them where that person remember us or like our story? How do we create that level bond for them?
First of all, never tell the full story. Keep them guessing.
Mm.
Secondly, make them feel. How do you remember a movie? Because you say you felt you
Suspense
are in that movie.
is created, yeah.
You, yes, you felt like Dark Knight Rises. I will always feel I am somewhere there in that movie in Dark Knight Rises. Even when his back is broken, I am there near him. I feel like I'm there in that movie. So if you the storytelling or a presentation is like that, if you can make your audience feel they are part of your story, they will remember you.
Mm.
And that is an art which you learn by right words, right questions, and creating that atmosphere around you with your body language, your gesture, your expressions, your tone, and your silence, your pauses, your questions. And yes, you will have them with you. Not all, but yes, of course, many of them.
Absolutely wonderful, wonderful. Love that. It's all like creating that curiosity in them and like making sure that they are able to connect with that, right? They can see themselves in that story, and that is what will make the amazing difference. Amazing. And Yogendra, for everyone who is watching this, what will be your top three books you will recommend them, right? If they want to become great communicator, speaker, impact to the world.
Oh, okay. So the one of the things I would like to tell them is go back to your local language and read some local language book. If you're Marathi, read Marathi books. If you're Hindi, read Hindi. If you are Kannada, read Kannada books because that will give you book will give you another level of words which will increase your vocab. So any books which are written by good writers. So secondly, in terms of book, I would not say much, but yes, I would say there are certain books which have changed over a period of time, especially about me. And so I will recommend you one audiobook which you should listen to. It's not about the way speaking, it is the way the book is designed in an audio. It's wonderful. It's called The Wizards of Ads.
Mhm.
Okay, it's a brilliant audiobook. I've not actually heard such an audiobook. It's like entertainment. Okay.
Yeah.
And secondly, I would recommend you to, watch certain movies where people have outspoken their personality, especially the drama movies, which will help you in terms of, building that kind of confidence or that imitation figure, role model in your brain. Okay, I can speak like this. Third, there is a book. Yes, I will recommend to you, very different from what you will think about. So this book is basically all about where uh, you can like learn from it that what kind of different ways people speak, what kind of different ways you can speak. Okay, so there are two books I will recommend. What one is What Everybody Is Saying. Okay, it is written by one of FBI's chief negotiator. So he's written about body language, and the other one is what everybody is speaking. If you find that book, it's very old book. It really, really remarkable book in the way of speaking. But in Hindi, Baatcheet Ki Kala, this is a very famous book, Baatcheet Ki Kala, or that I recommend to everyone to just go through this book. These are some books I will say, go ahead and there are plenty of other books written about voice modulation and voice intonations and lot of things, but these some books which I don't read much. I read this which I told you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Love that. We have discussed about the mindset, the skill set, and when it comes down to tool set, right? Do you recommend any tools or something to measure how they're speaking and how they can improve on to get the feedback? Can they ask even like AI or like ChatGPT also where they can tell, hey, this is how I speak. Can you give any feedback? Is there any advanced tools like you'll recommend everyone?
Yes, first of all, the first tool is you record yourself quite often,
Mhm.
listen to yourself quite often. I know it's boring, listen to yourself, unless and until you love your voice so much, you feel so sassy, jazzy, and sexy about it. Like I feel very good about when I listen to myself. I say, "Oh, come on, this is me." And secondly, you give yourself little audit sheet where you can score yourself from 1 to 5, like you had the right tone, right energy, right voice variations, choice of words, like that. And third is definitely you can use AI, but still AI has to develop a lot in terms of voice. Yes, you can use certain AI tools where you can send across your recording, get a live feedback. But I would say choose a course, choose a coach who actually
Yes.
helps you customize the program for you and develops you in a better communicator, because that this skill being a better communicator itself is going to make hell of a difference in your income.
Absolutely, absolutely love that. That's wonderful. And Yogendra, for all the people who are watching this, if anybody wants to work with you, right? What are the qualities like you see in a person if you were to hire them into your team?
People don't want to change their habits. So first quality is, are you willing to change?
Hmm.
Okay, because skills can be taught, knowledge can be learned, attitude can be a little bit changed, but if you have certain hardcore habits you're not going to change, then it's very difficult. Second, how badly you want to join. What is your reason? Why are you doing this? If that is good enough, then no problem. You can have problem in anywhere. We will take you up. We will work with you, and I'm sure by grace of God, we will come up as a better output and better person.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. That was amazing. And Yogendra, for all the people who are watching this until now, how they can actually learn from you more, right? Like if they want to become a even more better public speaker, better communicator, and make a huge impact. Have you written any book, or you can show us your book, or like if you are doing any workshop or something, how they can attend it? Let me know.
Yes, they can go to voiceguru.in. Okay,
Mhm.
this is you can search on Google voiceguru.in, or you can connect with me in my Instagram, Coach Yogendra Malik, and just give me a direct message. I will be more than happy. We have plenty of other business coaching which we do. There is digitalgyani.org where they can join us and get associated with us. But before they come, always remember one thing, one disclaimer. We are straightforward people. We do not sugarcoat around stuff. We will tell you on your face what you are and what you can do and what you cannot. So you are most welcome to search voiceguru.in and Coach Yogendra Malik on Instagram. And of course, Yogendra Malik on YouTube also you can find. And drop me a message. I'll be more than happy to reach out, or our team will reach out to you.
Absolutely. That was amazing. Guys, do check out. And I truly believe learning, investing in yourself will pay like more dividends than anything else, like stock market, real estate, crypto, and everything. And even Warren Buffett, like Charlie Munger's friend, one of the world's smartest person, he himself also had told, right? And Yogendra, and about like podcast, what you want to tell to everyone, right? like communication, like do you think one starting a podcast, speaking to others on camera and on like video, right? Do you think eventually they'll become better communicator and everything?
Podcast is one-way communication. It will not help
Mhm.
you to become a better communicator, unfortunately. There is hardly any feedback coming from there. To become a better communicator, you need to have a two-way communication. I have a podcast called Sell It Well India, Sell It Right India, and I hardly get time to read out the comments. So, podcast is not the right method to improve yourself. Yes, you want to share, and you can share across in a podcast. The other method is put yourself in situation on role plays, on real situations where you have to speak, where you have to present yourself again and again and again. That is the and put a feedback mechanism across you, a coach, a mentor, or some system. People lack feedback mechanism, and that creates a difference between them and people who are winning.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's like if we have the right feedback, we constantly keep improving, becoming better, 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 and eventually we get exceptionally great results, right? Love that 1% improvement. If we do it properly by 365 days, like 30% more, right? Amazing. And Yogendra brother, for everyone who is watching this at the Real Knowledge Club Summit, what will be your any last piece of advice like you want to tell to everyone? Like we before like we conclude, it was truly amazing to have you with us for sharing your incredible wisdom with all of us.
I am a middle class person, come from a middle class family, come from a deep rooted farming family and teacher's family. Don't underestimate yourself. Do not. We underestimate ourselves because we have a short height, we are thin, we are fat, we are not fit, our voice is down, our voice is up, we don't have much language knowledge, technology, and all that. We underplay ourselves every day. Do not do this. And do not be so overconfident that you don't need any kind of coaching or a learning or education. You have
Yes.
done plenty, you have struggled plenty. My last message to you is this: the bird which you want to fly or the butterfly which you want to catch, do not go after that. Build a garden in your knowledge, your attitude, your habits, your skills, that each butterfly would like to come to your garden.
Absolutely love that, right? Like instead of trying to chase someone, develop something so that you don't need to chase. Don't, if you try to chase a cat, cat runs away. If you try to chase a girl, girl also runs away. If you try to chase money, money also runs away, right?
Money,
Instead
job,
becoming a
increment,
magnet.
clients, yes, yes.
Right. And one of the great thing is become a good communicator, become a good presenter, become work upon yourself, work. And that's the best thing. Even when I was reading this book, Charlie Munger's Almanac, right? It's one of the most incredible. In that he tells, before you find a good girlfriend or a good marriage, first you become good, right? So that you are able to attract the person whom you want to become. If you simply try to chase others, they will not come, right? Become the, it's like mirror. Everything in world is like a mirror, right? And you, that's 100% right. Thank you so much, Yogendra brother, for sharing your incredible wisdom with all of us and everyone who is watching this. Do let us know what's your three biggest takeaway in the comments. Share it with your friend, tag your friend, share it on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever possible. Let's make a world a better place to live. This is your year, right? 2025 is going to be one of the most incredible years. Implement, take action, work upon yourself. And yep, let's make a world a better place to live. Make more to give more. And that's all for now. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a great day.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye. See you.